Atomic Habits by James Clear. Summary from 4-Minute Books. Written by Nicholas Guque and read by Craig Trailer. One-sentence summary. Atomic Habits is a definitive guide to break bad behaviors and adapt good ones in 4 steps, showing you how small, incremental, everyday routines compound and add up to a massive positive change over time. Favorite quote from the author. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. One of the best keynote speeches I've seen is Seth Godin's presentation for his book Linchpin. On one of the slides, he shows a baseball bat flying into the stands, with people ducking away and raising their arms in terror. While Seth uses this picture to make a point about irrational fears, in some rare cases, these fears come true. James Clear was one of those cases. When he was in high school, a loose bat smashed right into his face. Broken nose, dangerous brain swellings, dislocated eyes, fractures. His recovery took months. To get his own baseball career back on track, he had no choice but to rely on the power of small gains. In college, he slowly accumulated good habits and eventually managed to become one of 33 players for the All-American Academic team. Wow. Today, he is one of the most popular habit researchers, reaching millions through his blog at jamesclear.com. His first book, Atomic Habits, is now the definitive guide on the topic and has quickly become a New York Times bestseller. Here are 3 lessons to help you use everything he's learned to break bad habits and form good ones. 1. Every time we perform a habit, we execute a 4-step pattern: cue, craving, response, rewind. 2. If we want to form new habits, we should make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. And 3. You can use a habit tracker as a fun way to measure your progress and make sure you don't fall off the wagon. Let's see what it takes to form new habits by learning from a true habit master. Lesson 1. All habits are based on a 4-step pattern, which consists of cue, craving, response, and rewind. In 1776, Adam Smith laid the foundation of modern economics in his magnum opus, The Wealth of Nations. One of his most favorite observations is that, in a free market system, all workers naturally maximize their own society's welfare, even if merely acting in their own best interests. He says, he is, in this, as in many other cases, led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention. When it comes to habits, James suggests that environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. That's why a prompt is always the first step to perform any habit. It may not always be external, but most of the time it will be. Then 3 more stages follow to complete the 4-step pattern. Step 1. Cue. A piece of information that suggests there's a reward to be found, like a smell of a cookie or a dark room waiting to light up. Step 2. Craving. The motivation to change something to get that reward, like tasting the delicious cookie or being able to see. Step 3. Response. Whatever thought or action you need to take to get to the reward. And step 4. Reward. The satisfying feeling you get from the change, along with the lesson whether to do it again or not. There are several popular methodologies that try to predict how and why we do what we do, such as Charles Duhigg's habit loop, Gretchen Rubin's 4 tendencies, or B.J. Fogg's tiny habit behavior model. James offers a more refined version of what Duhigg described in The Power of Habit. And while all of these approaches are different, none of them are mutually exclusive. Lesson 2. To form habits, you must make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. From the 4-step pattern he suggests, James then derives 4 laws of behavioral change. which correspond to one part of the loop each. Here they are, along with some ideas for how you can use them to facilitate good behaviors and to make bad ones harder. 1. Make it obvious. Don't hide your fruits in your fridge. Put them on display in front and center. 2. Make it attractive. Start with the fruit you like the most, so you actually want to eat one when you see it. 3. Make it easy. Don't create needless friction by focusing on fruits that are hard to peel. Bananas and apples are so easy to eat, for example. And 4. Make it satisfying. If you like the fruit you picked, you'll love eating it and feel healthier as a result. You can apply these to all kinds of good habits, like running, working on a side project, spending more time with the family, and so on. Conversely, do the opposite for bad habits. Make them invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. For example, you could hide your cigarettes, add financial penalties, get rid of the lighters, and only allow yourself to smoke outside in the cold. Lesson 3. A habit tracker is a fun and easy way to ensure you stick to your new behaviors. With a framework like this, making and breaking habits becomes fun. You'll likely want to tackle multiple things sooner rather than later, but it's important to not take on too much at once. An easy way to keep yourself accountable without becoming overwhelmed is to track your habits with a habit tracker. The idea is simple. You keep a record of all the behaviors you want to establish or abandon, and at the end of the day, you mark which ones you succeeded with. This record can be a single piece of paper, a journal, a calendar, or a digital tool like an app. This strategy is based on what's sometimes called the Seinfeld productivity hack. The comedian Jerry Seinfeld apparently marked this calendar with a big X every day he came up with a joke. Soon, his goal was to not break the chain. It's a simple but effective strategy to help you build good habits. And since habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, that's a process we should all start today.
Hey, this is Nick, the founder of 4-Minute Books, and I want to thank you so much for watching our video. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel for more. You can also visit us at 4minutebooks.com for hundreds of free book summaries, each of which will make you smarter in 4 minutes or less. Thanks again, and always keep learning.